We are now in lecture 2, part 2 on Ingram's law. Here we're going to introduce a philosopher of law, Hart. In Hart, we're going to discuss relation of law and morals. We will introduce the concepts of primary versus secondary rules that Hart offers to us. We'll think in terms of early versus later society, this relationship between primary and secondary rules. And Hart is a positivist. So positivism is what we're thinking about here. Hart is a seminal figure in legal positivism. He theorizes that there are basic rules in society at the level of customs that everyone has internalized and recognized and follows. Following, of course, has degrees. Some follow these rules more, some follow these rules less. These rules guarantee stability. They are called primary rules. Primary rules do what they're supposed to do in earlier societies, at the level of custom and conscience. But as societies develop, become larger, complex, and less intimate, such as capitalist societies, for example, as an advanced version of these developed societies, customs and conscience are no longer sufficient. They do not move and change fast enough. They cannot overcome greater pressures for transgression that exist in these larger, more advanced societies. And some of these primary rules, expressed in custom and conscience, become codified as laws. The ones that become laws, Hart calls secondary rules. All of these primary and secondary rules are a matter of usefulness and cannot really be called moral, in the sense of moral laws of human nature and nature in general, that are valid and good and right in themselves and are not merely instrumental to achieving peace and stability. An example of a more properly moral principle that is akin to a law of nature, as the natural law theorists would have it, is something like respect for dignity, rationality, and autonomy that we find in Dworkin's theorization as the basis of law. That kind of respect for dignity, rationality, and autonomy is right in itself, and it is not merely useful for keeping order or stability or what have you. That's what makes it the moral core of the law. And there isn't really anything in that sense of moral in Hart's theorization and positivists' theorization of the law.